When most people picture the origins of Christianity, they imagine Europe, grand cathedrals, Rome, maybe even medieval kings. But what if that image is completely wrong? What if one of the earliest Christian civilizations wasn't in Europe at all, but in Africa? Long before Christianity spread across much of Europe, it had already taken deep root in a powerful African kingdom, Ethiopia. This isn't a hidden theory, it's history. And today we're going to uncover the story of how Ethiopia became one of the first Christian nations in the world, and why that matters more than ever. Christianity is often taught as a religion that spread outward from the Roman Empire into Europe. While that's partly true, it leaves out a major part of the story. The early Christian world was far more diverse than people realize. It wasn't just centered in Rome or Constantinople. In fact, some of the oldest Christian communities developed in places like the Middle East, North Africa, and yes, Ethiopia. By the time many parts of Europe were still practicing pagan religions, Ethiopia had already embraced Christianity at a national level. So how did that happen? To understand Ethiopia's role in Christian history, we need to go back to the ancient Kingdom of Aksum. Aksum was one of the great civilizations of the ancient world, a powerful trading empire located in what is now northern Ethiopia and Eritrea. It thrived between roughly the 1st and 7th centuries AD. This wasn't an isolated kingdom. Aksum was deeply connected to global trade routes, linking Africa with the Roman Empire, Arabia, and India. It was wealthy, influential, and culturally advanced, and it was here that Christianity took hold, very early on. The story of Ethiopia's conversion to Christianity centers around a man named Frumentius. Frumentius was a Syrian Christian who was shipwrecked on the Red Sea coast and brought to the Aksumite court. Over time, he gained the trust of the royal family and eventually became a key figure in spreading Christianity within the kingdom. He later traveled to Alexandria, where he was appointed as a bishop and sent back to Aksum. Under the rule of King Ezana in the 4th century, Christianity was officially adopted as the state religion. Think about that for a moment. Ethiopia became a Christian nation around the same time as the Roman Empire, and in some ways even earlier in its full national commitment. This makes Ethiopia one of the oldest continuously Christian nations in the world. But Ethiopian Christianity didn't just copy what was happening in Rome or Europe. It developed its own distinct identity. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church has traditions, practices, and texts that are unlike any other branch of Christianity. For example, it uses its own ancient language, Ge'ez, in liturgy. It follows a unique biblical canon, including books not found in most Western Bibles. It maintains ancient practices like dietary laws and fasting traditions that date back centuries, and perhaps most fascinating of all is Ethiopia's deep connection to biblical history. According to Ethiopian tradition, the Ark of the Covenant, the sacred chest described in the Bible, resides in Ethiopia. Whether one believes this claim or not, it shows how deeply rooted Christianity is in Ethiopian identity. As Islam spread across North Africa and the Middle East in the 7th century, Ethiopia became geographically and culturally isolated from much of the Christian world. But instead of fading away, Ethiopian Christianity endured. For centuries, it remained largely independent, preserving ancient traditions that had disappeared elsewhere. While Europe went through the Middle Ages, the Renaissance, and beyond, Ethiopia maintained a continuous Christian heritage that stretched back to the early days of the faith. So, what does this mean for us today? It means the story of Christianity is bigger than many of us were taught. It's not just a European story, it's a global one, with deep roots in Africa, the Middle East, and beyond. Ethiopia stands as a powerful reminder that Christianity has always been diverse, multicultural, and far-reaching, and maybe it's time we start telling that fuller story. Because history isn't just about what we've heard, it's about what we've overlooked. Christianity didn't start in Europe. And Ethiopia was never on the sidelines. It was there, near the beginning,